All right. Good morning, everybody. It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard, heading into work. It's a beautiful day. I love getting closer to summer. The sun is up. It's bright. Living in Oregon, it's like 9 months out of the year, it seems like it's raining. And, as you get closer to June, July, August time, we get some nice weather. So this is beautiful. I'm very happy to see the sunshine. I had a subscriber that reached out in one of my comment sections, and he said that he has noticed or had noticed over the years that law enforcement officers give out stickers to kids. And he said that, like, in various locations where he's worked or he's come across police officers, there are situations and times where kids will ask police officers for stickers, and the officers will give them stickers. I also imagine this is something that maybe school resource officers might do in maybe like the elementary schools or middle schools, but I've actually been asked this question from kids before at some of the retail establishments, like where the kids will walk by and go, "Hey, officer, do you have a sticker?" So this subscriber said, I've heard about this practice, I've seen this practice, and I've had kids as they're walking out with their parents ask me for a sticker. My company doesn't provide stickers. And the question was, should I buy stickers to give to just random kids? It's 2024. You should be able to answer that question for yourself. Like, for me, one of the most concerning thing about running this channel is a lot of times people ask questions, and I want you guys to ask questions. Clearly, if you don't know something, if you don't have a policy about something, it's good to reach out and ask questions. But like, some of these things should just go without saying. I don't think that there is any circumstance or situation in 2024 where you should willfully put yourself in conversation with children. I don't see any benefit to it. I used to work at a location where not only did they have security on site, but they had door greeters, right? So think of like a Walmart where you have door greeters. And the door greeter's job was basically just to say hello and say goodbye to the customers as they left. The guy that I was working with was probably, I would say, in his late 60s to early 70s. And this guy was a straight up creep. Now, I don't know that he was a creep because he was doing anything wrong. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's older, he's from an older generation, he's got grandkids of his own, so on and so forth. But this guy would literally break his neck to try and say hello to children, or to try and, give them a sticker or give them a piece of candy. And so many times I would tell this guy, like, bro, this is not okay. It's not okay in today's society. Like, there's no reason why you should be approaching people with children. There's no reason why you should be approaching children. It's just a bad look. So, in and of itself, I don't see any benefit to it. And some people would be like, well, it's really sad, man. Like, especially for me, being a black man, being in uniform, I want to make sure that that's a positive aspect. If there's any kids out there that potentially want to be cops when they grow up or go into the military, like, I want to set that example. So on one hand, it's like, it's really sad that you can't have any interaction in a positive way with the parents as they're walking in or walking out. But just in today's society, I don't see any upside to it. I really don't. And everybody is, rightfully so, more aware than any other time in history of all kinds of potential dangers. And I think that you're putting yourself in a bad situation if you are willfully trying to approach children as they're leaving. Any kids that come up to me when I'm working at my post and they ask me for anything, I talk directly to the parents. Like, I try not to have any conversation, cross conversation, and I don't give anything to anybody. Clearly, you should be checking your policy with your company. But if they wanted you to pass out stickers, if they wanted you to pass out candy, they would tell you and they would give that to you. I think that if you went out on your own and you purchased something to give to children as they're leaving your location, you are setting yourself up for all types of trouble. Do not, in my opinion, you do whatever you want to do, but in my opinion, there is no upside to that. There's no upside, there's no benefit, and you're putting yourself in a situation where you don't want to have that kind of questions, scrutiny, or any sort of issues. And people, rightfully so, man, like they don't, there's people out there that do not want you having any sort of conversation with their children. If I'm walking out of a store, my kids are all older. I mean, they're damn near grown at this point. But if I had young children, like, we're not here to be interacting with you, man. Like, don't be talking to my kids. So, I mean, this isn't befitting of a very long rant. I mean, the answer is no. You should not be buying stickers to pass out or give to children. He says, what do you think about Diddy? So somebody just asked, what do I think about Puff Daddy or Diddy? I don't know. I don't know what he did. I haven't really been paying attention. I know that everybody's talking about the guy, and there seems to be like some sort of questionable behavior, but I don't know what he's really being accused of. You know what? That actually plays into what we're talking about. So, absent any facts, like look at the situation with Drake, right? It doesn't matter what the truth is, and it doesn't matter what the intention is, right? The only thing that matters is the perception. So I don't know what Diddy did or what Diddy didn't do. I don't know what Drake has done or what Drake hasn't done, right? But the perception, once that perception is out there, that is the reality. So if you're working in a security capacity as a guard and you're representing a company or you're representing a business that you're working for that's contracted the services out, do you want that moniker to be placed on you or your company? And that is a very real possibility if you're doing shit like passing out stickers to kids. I would love to hear if anybody has a counter opinion, if you think that it's okay to do that. I can't imagine that anybody would think that that'd be okay. I don't know. I would be interested to know why police departments are doing it, if they're doing it. And I don't know if they're still doing it, but if they are, like, I would want to know what their thought process is. Why it would be okay for police officers to do it. It's just not a good look out here in these streets in today's day and age. All right. That's all I got. Yeah, that was a question that he asked, and that is my answer. You know what? While I'm here, I'll answer one more question because somebody else asked me something too. A guy asked me why security guards don't just join law enforcement. I think that there are three types of people that work security. There are people that want to be cops, and private security is a stepping stone to get into that profession. And at some point in time, they will make their way into that profession. There are people that maybe want to be cops and can't. And so private security is the next best alternative. Maybe they have a checkered background. Maybe they don't have the education. Maybe they don't have the ability, the strength, the size, whatever it is, right? And then there's people that just simply don't want to be a cop. You got to remember that working in law enforcement, there's a lot of other stuff that comes along with that. You've got politics, you've got bureaucracy, you have a lot of things that people don't agree with, right? That could be in terms of like, you know, civil rights or people's past history with law enforcement, how they view law enforcement. Some people don't want to have to do the paperwork. Some people don't want the accountability. There's a lot of people that could do the job. I put myself in this category, but they don't want to do that job. A great example of this that I always think about when people ask this question, it's like, it's Meet the Parents, right? Meet the Parents with Ben Stiller, the first one. And, you know, he's going to be a nurse, and he gets clowned all through the time that he's at the house. You know, Robert De Niro's clowning him for being a nurse. Like, all the people that come in from the family, they're clowning him for being a nurse. And there's a point at the end of the movie where he's like, no, like, I took the MCATs, which is like the medical board exam. He's like, I took that test and I aced it. I like being a nurse. I like being a nurse because I'm right there in the moment, dealing with the patient. I'm dealing with them at this level. I'm meeting them where they are or where they're at. It's a needed job, and I feel more comfortable in that position. I like doing that job. It's not that I can't be a doctor. I'm choosing to do this aspect of the profession, right? And that is where I find myself. I've had 2 offers, 3 if you count when I was in Missouri. I've had 3 offers to join law enforcement departments. 4 if you count Big Diesel telling me that I could work for him in North Carolina, right? But I like my job. I like what I do. I like the environment that I'm in. I love doing this. More than anything, I love doing this. And I've been told on multiple occasions for 2 of the offers that if I were to take that position, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to come on and do podcasts with my wife and talk about sex. I wouldn't be able to, you know, talk politics or go on the news organizations that I go on. I wouldn't be able to do that, and I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy teaching. So that's 3 potential reasons why people who are in security don't go towards law enforcement. The people that want to and will, the people that want to and can't, and the people like myself who are perfectly happy working in this one little niche. It's my stance on it. All right, guys. That's my conversation for this morning. Whatever you guys are doing, it's Friday. If you're working in security, please be careful, be safe, watch your back, watch your 6. If you're not working in security and you're just working in general, be careful on your way to work, be careful at work, be careful coming home. And if you're not working, fuck you, you're so lucky. Enjoy your day, all right? Y'all be safe, be great.